Hi everyone. I hope you all are doing well. I am going live a little bit early because number one, I'm tired, and number two, I have a migraine, so I just kind of want to get through these two episodes so that I can go to sleep. Haha. Eventually, because my head hurts, and it's been a long day. And it's been a very overwhelming day. I was around a bunch of people I don't know, and I was very uncomfortable, so that just kind of wears out my system. So, therefore, instead of going live at 7, I co host. Instead of going live at 7, I decided to go live now. Co host, let me know if you can hear me. I'm just kind of worn down from today, but I just wanted to go ahead and get started. Thank you. Yeah, I had my hair up, and I think having my hair up may have made it a little bit harder as well. So I just kind of want to get this going. So, as always, linked in the description box below is the We're Not Done Yet podcast, or it will be the We're Not Done Yet podcast. See you circle and No Escaping the Cul-de-Sac, which they just dropped another episode today. So be sure to go check them out. Um, okay, cool. Alright. Do I sound clear? I don't know. It's been a crazy day. It's been an exhausting, crazy day. Um, I did get to see some friends of mine. That was nice. There was about three of them that I knew. One that's, well, they all three of them, well, two of them knew me my whole life. One of them married one of the people that used to babysit me. So, anyways, so we are going to jump in to season 4, episodes 9 and 10, and we are. This is going to be a difficult one. Um, so this is where we see the second, well, the first big breakup, but technically the second breakup of Mack and Karen. And they do end up getting together. I think they end up getting back together in the next episode. It's implied, however, it's never mentioned that they're officially back together, but you can tell by the picture what episode it is. So, season 4, episode 9 is called The Best Kept Secret. So, we open with Diana and Eric playing video games and talking about Mac and how he got tickets for them to go see a play, and she canceled at the last minute. She didn't want to go. She does not want to make nice, but she will go and talk to Mac the next morning. She tells him that she does not like Mac, and the boys are encouraging her to go apologize to him. Next, we see we're at Val's house, and Karen and Val are talking about the radio show that Val's going to do, and then she asks how the show was, and Karen told Val that Mac was driving her nuts. She says that she's not sure, however, about about Mac, how because they fight all the time, and she just is concerned about fighting about the little things, and then eventually it'll become the big things, which we learn later in the episode. She says she is falling in love with him, and Val knows this. Karen tells Val that they have fun together, but that he drives her crazy whenever they fight. Val has an answering service, and Karen tries to distract her. Karen says that they are always fighting, and that she never knows what to expect from Mac. And then I put in quotation marks, or Kevin, Because she did say that in the podcast. I don't care what others say. I still think that Kevin did a lot of ad libbing on his own. There was a lot of ad libbing in the scenes when they were near each other and around each other. It just seems like it was too natural for it to be choreographed. Um, so she says that he's unpredictable, and Val tells her that she is in love with Mac, and then Val leaves to the radio show, and Mac is coming over. However, we don't see that. We don't see that scene, which I don't know why, but we do know that Mac is coming over to see Karen. Um, uh, and then they talk about how they're not spending a lot of time together anymore, and then they make plans to go to have lunch the next day. Next, we see Richard and Abby are talking about the process with Suji singing, and he's upset because he doesn't see his restaurant as a nightclub. Abby says that she lot has a hot shot record producer coming in to hear Suji sing, and Laura's not sure what is really going on between Abby and Richard. Laura asks what's going on, and then they end up arguing. And here it comes. Dun dun dun. Diana goes to see Mac, and there's another woman there who comes out of the bathroom in her nightgown. And then Diana leaves all upset. So here's where it goes. Oh boy. Oh boy. Just like Val said about the relationship between who's having an affair, Karen goes, oh boy. Um, Kenny and Gary are talking about Munson and that he's afraid that they are selling him out. Abby lies and says that he called and that's the other way around, so we learn later that Abby's the one that called Munson. Matt goes to talk to Karen about what happened with Diana. However, it does not go over well, and then I'll play the scene. This is their first official breakup or separation. Again, um, again, and this is what I put in there because they do talk about this quite a bit. They went to the producers and they said that okay, we can have this separation, but we want to make it real. We don't want it to be like a how real life is. So they really wanted to show what a real couple would go through and how it would act out. So they really did put fight a lot for Karen and Mack's relationship. Um, and basically I put that they didn't want their reunions to be soapy, which I mean a typical soap opera reunion. They want them to be real and show what a real couple would go through. And then Karen is not happy and sends Mac away because of what happened. And Karen is hurt because she really was falling in love and she thought that she could eventually see them getting married down the line. Laura answers the phone for a reservation and then she sees a check that Richard made out to Abby. Laura goes to talk to Richard about the check to Abby and he finally tells her the truth about the note. Abby and Gary are fighting about the Munson thing. And Olivia is playing Monopoly with her friend. Olivia tells her friend that they always work things out, so even though they hear Gary and Abby fighting, they always work it out in the end. Abby and Gary are Chip is watching CG rehearse, and Diana goes to talk to Chip about what is going on. And then he tells her, doesn't tell her to do me a favor, don't come see me again. Like, what? You're supposedly dating this girl and you don't want her to come see you? Really? Well, but you gotta think about it, CG is there. So, you know. But then they end up going for a walk on the beach and Diana ends up at Abby's to talk about Mac. CG realizes that Chip left. I put Abby, I don't know why. Val shows up at Karen's house for lunch and she tells Val what happened with Mac and that she forgot about lunch. Val makes Karen talk about it even though she doesn't want to. Val apologizes and asks what did Mac say. However, she tells her that Mac said it had nothing to do with them. Val hugs her. Susie is waiting for Chip and Gary pulls up and offers her a ride home. Then they go up to her place for coffee just to talk. So nothing really happens between Gary and Susie. Um, Diana is talking to Chip and that she just did not want to be alone. Abby goes to go see Jeff Munson, and mistakes him for someone else. She wants to give Susie the best, however, she is screaming behind Gary and Kenny's backs, which will not end well for anyone. So everyone is being responded at the expense of Abby. Diana and Abby are talking about what happened to Mac, or what happened with Mac. Diana is afraid to talk to Karen. However, she does not know that Mac already came to see her about what happened. Laura goes to talk to Richard's psychiatrist and telling her that she does not know who she is and that Richard is lying to her after all they have been through and she needs an answer. And the psychiatrist is like, well, I can't give you those answers. You have to work those out yourself. Which is true. She has to. Um, Val and Karen are Val and Karen did go to lunch and it looks like that they went shopping and they're talking about what happened again and Karen says and Val is encouraging Karen to talk to Mac and Karen says to Val, since when are you so forgiving of strange husbands? And Val says, I'm not, and that Mac is not her husband. So basically, it's all coming down to what it sounds like is that Max thinks it was a misunderstanding. Karen thought that the relationship was somewhere else. Max thought it was in another place. So they just didn't talk about what they want out of their relationship and what it means to them. And then we'll learn that in a couple minutes. um, Karen thinks that she's throwing herself at the first available man she meets and that she understands too much. Val is encouraging her to work out her problems with Mac because she knows deep down she loves him. Val says that Karen may be running away from it and that she just wants to see this all work out. Karen asks Val to go to Daniels together and she agrees. So this will be the first time that Val ends up at Daniels, which for obvious reasons. Karen returns home and sees Mac playing video games with Eric as Karen walks in, and he sends Eric out because he wants to talk to Karen. Mac wants to come up with an understanding and talk it through. However, Karen says that she had the best and that no one has ever done this to her and that no one will ever do this to her. She tells Mac that it's on his stomach that he can say that it didn't mean anything and it had nothing to do with us. And so it turns her stomach and mean it, that he can say it and mean it. Kenny is getting ready for tonight. He tells Ginger that Jeff invited himself, and that's what Abby said, and Ginger asks if he believes her. Val and Karen go to Daniels together. Val is unsure and concerned about how she looks. However, she did realize that she looks very well put together. They walk in, and Val is impressed with the restaurant. Abby, Diana, and Chip show up. Karen tells her that she was looking for Diana all day, and Diana runs out and goes to the bathroom. And then Abby makes some comment about, well, I'm glad I could just be there for her. But again, Diana didn't give Karen the chance to even be there for her because she ran out. She didn't come home. Karen didn't know where she was. So how could she have been there for her? So I think that was pretty sassy of Abby to say to Karen about that. It was disgusting. Um, uh, and then Karen goes to talk to Diana, and Diana says that she does not feel good, and that she must have stayed out in the sun too long. Karen wants to talk about Mac, and they have a heart to heart. I'll play that soon. Diana is surprised that Karen knew about what happened. Richard gives Val a bottle of white wine, compliments of Daniels, and Evelyn is not happy. Evelyn vows to Gary listening to, and they lock eyes with one another. Mac is at home and gets a knock at the door from the neighbor. Patrice, I finally learned her name. Patrice, that was in his bathroom, and he talks about his feelings for Karen. I'll play this scene. Mac is scared about his feelings for Karen. Gary finally sees Val Daniels and is surprised. He goes to talk to her. Jeff comes in and says hi to Val, so apparently Jeff and Val knew each other from the tour. Val introduces Gary to Jeff, and Abby is not happy about this connection. Chip and Susie are talking in the dressing room, and he is lying again. LOL. Chip is jealous, but then they kiss. Kenny and Ginger show up, and they ask about Jeff. Abby and Gary make up. They call Susie an investment, and I think that's disgusting. Because she is a person, she's not an investment, but that's what they call her. I think that's disgusting. Max shows up at dinner to talk to Karen. Diana and Karen see him as they walk out of the bathroom, and Diana goes to sit down at their table. Max tries to talk to Karen, and he tells her that he loves her, but she does not want to hear it, and tells him that it will not work out between them because they are always fighting. Karen lies to Mac about her feelings, and she says that she doesn't love him. Susie sings the song, and it pans, and this scene is very special. I wish I could put it up, but I can't. So if you guys go and watch the end of this episode, you can kind of see the song that's playing, and then it just pans across to everyone. And then at the very last scene, you see that Karen is crying, and just like her mascara is running. And one of those, she's actually thinking about the divorce that she went through recently, because when she took off her wedding ring was said, that was actually her taking off her real wedding ring from her when she divorced her husband. So I think that was really sweet. Um, let me see. Um, So yeah, so that is season 4, episode 9. Of course, we had to have like before they got together, we had to have like some sort of arc between Mac and Karen, just for us to appreciate them more. A lot of people are saying, that I saw this on a Facebook group today. This actual scene about Karen talking to Mac, um, or Mac talking to Karen about Patrice and how the fact that, it didn't mean anything and how it was the 80s and that's what it was like. And the producers had a real good pulse on American society, and the fact that I didn't know that this was going on, but apparently some of this was going on. And I think even in today's society, this is still going on where men and women don't have a conversation about their relationship, and then one of them ends up getting hurt. So therefore, I think that this is commonplace. However, it's not talked about as much, and I think that Knots really hit it on the head. Like there can be miscommunication. So and there's that. And let me think of what else. So they gotta work through their problems, and they do. But we'll get to that next episode. But we just gotta get through this episode, and it kind of culminates into the next episode. Um, so my heart broke for this. I did not want when I first saw this. I was like, no, no, because I didn't know that they would end up back together. I didn't know that, so um, that would kind of broke my heart. Like, oh. And then the Abby of it all, the Abby is starting to scream, and she's gonna push Gary to the limit. They're gonna find out real quick what Gary's limit is going to be, and eventually, oh gosh, it's not gonna be good for anyone. She's gonna push Gary and Kenny and Ginger all to the limit, and even Richard to the limit with what she's doing. I don't understand it. But again, it's wicked, wicked Abby. Oh, goodness me. So, co host, do you have anything to add? Anything to say? Anything interesting? Um, doo, 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 doo. I know I kind of went through that a little bit slowly today. I just feel like my voice is kind of off. um, on Golden Palm. Co-host, anything to add? No? Okay, good. Alrighty, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab some tunes here. Alright. Sorry, I didn't repeat myself, so you can ignore that. Second time, I keep forgetting that as I'm talking, it might be a little bit of a lag. So I do apologize. I'm gonna go ahead and play this soon. Yeah. And again, this is according to YouTube service policy. Wisecracks under his breath. That was just during the overture. No less. I always get. Alright. This is in accordance with YouTube service policy.
Nervous. Hal, it's a radio show. If you don't like that question, just strangle her. No one will see. Yeah, but you can still hear it. How was the show last night?
Don't strangle anyone. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back. Alright. Let's try this again. Okay. So, as I was saying, please don't hurt anybody. It's not becoming. That's bad advice. Good grief. Come on. And again, this includes the teacher serious policies.
Oh, the show was great. It was Mac that was driving me crazy. First, he started squirming in his seat. Then he started making wisecracks under his breath. That was just during the overture. Hold on, I'll have it in a sec.
So again, I love this friendship between Karen and Val. She's helping her with the necklace, and then it looks like that she was fumbling, and it was a fumble that wasn't supposed to happen, and she just kind of threw in there. Hold on, I'll just have it in 1 second. So that's just real life there for you, I think. And I just love their friendship. Again, this is in quantity to series policy.
Well, I know, but you two have fun together, don't you? Well, sure we have fun. When he's not driving me crazy.
Oh, come on, Karen, don't knock it. He sounds great.
He is great. He's not driving me crazy.
Are you falling in love with him? Saved by the Bell. No, the service.
Again, a true BFF asking if she's falling in love with him. And again, this is in quantity to series policy.
Can get
The
it.
service can get it.
Yes, the service. I mean, I'm getting so many calls now.
An answering service? I'm impressed.
Yeah, I'm even getting fan letters. People write me about the most remarkable things about their lives and their problems. Answer my question. Suddenly, I'm their best friend.
You're going to have to get a secretary.
Yeah, I know it.
I was kidding.
Wait a minute.
What?
You did not answer my question about Mac.
Well, we do have fun, but we're always fighting. I mean, I never know what to expect from him.
What do you mean he's unpredictable?
Incomprehensible, also infuriating, impossible.
So again, she's just trying to find things that she can find fault with him about, in my opinion. And again, this is in quantity to series policy.
You are in love with him. Why don't you come on down to the studio with me?
I'd really like that. But Mac is
Gonna
come over.
Yeah, thought so.
So that was really sweet. I wanted to show that. I'm not going to play this in with Diana because that's kind of not, we know what happened. And again, this is in quantity to series policy.
Coming! Coming! Oh, hi. What are you doing here?
I came to see Diana.
Diane?
Yeah. Is she here?
No. Why'd you want to see Diana?
I want to talk to her.
Gotta give Mac props though. He did come over right after to talk to Karen, and it kind of showed like how he faces things. He always turns to Karen, even though he knows that gonna turn out rough, that could turn out rough for him. He still goes back to Karen. Isn't that interesting? And the fact that he knew and he wanted to talk to Diana, however, now he's talking to Karen about it. That says a lot, in my opinion. And again, this is in quantity to series policy.
She came over to see me today at my place. And I had a friend over.
Yeah? So?
So she came in and had this friend over.
You told me that already.
Well, Diana saw her and she ran out before I could explain.
Explain what? Why was she upset? What's going on?
While Diana was there, my friend...
Although I do want to shout at Mac, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it. You're going to mess up a good thing. Goodness gracious. And again, this is in quantity to series policy. Mac.
She came out of the bathroom.
Oh. Oh, she?
She's a friend. Lady who lives across the hall. Diana saw her and ran out, and I didn't want her to misunderstand.
She came out of the bathroom. Was she naked?
No. She had a robe on, I think, like underwear.
And Diana misunderstood.
Well,
She understood perfectly, didn't she?
Karen, this is a friend. Patrice and I go back a long time, before I met you. This has nothing to do with us.
Mac, I'd like you to go. I'd like to be alone, okay? I'd just like to,
So she wants to think, and this is where Karen moves my mom. My mom was the same way. Whenever she was frustrated, she didn't want to see the people that she was mad at. She would tell us to leave, or tell them to leave, or she would leave the house and just kind of like spend some time by herself just to think about her thoughts. She did this a lot with her on again, off again boyfriend that I talked about before. And again, this is in accordance with YouTube series policy.
sort out my thoughts. Please go!
Talk to you later, right?
So again, Mac leaves. She says a couple of bad words, and now we're. I'm not gonna play this scene. I kind of talked about that. Alright, so here we go. This is the second half when Matt comes back and talks and Karen sees him. And again, this is in Constitution Series policy.
I know it's hard, but we got to talk about this.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, talk.
Come on.
It's the summer sales event with the
Sorry, commercial. So, co-host, what do you think about this? I think that this is wild. The fact that he thinks that he can just come in and tell Karen what happened and then have it all be okay. Like, come on. That's why I said, no, don't do it, don't do it. Alright. And again, this is in Constitution Series policy.
They didn't just help us pick furniture. They helped us make this place ours.
We never made a commitment.
Alright, again, this is in Constitution Series policy.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, talk.
Come on. We never made a commitment.
Wrong thing to say, Mac. Wrong thing to start off with. Again, this is in Constitution Series policy.
No. I thought because well, look, Mac, you just have a
Bro, we can come up with something.
I wanted to skip over that because of what she says, but you can kind of see because they just have a difference of what being intimate means to one another. I was Constitution Series policy.
Sort of an understanding.
what understanding? Think differently, act differently?
Karen, it didn't mean anything.
Didn't mean anything to who? Let me tell you something. I had the best. Sid Fairgate never would have done this to
I'm
me.
not Sid Fairgate.
You're damn right you're not.
I feel for Karen in this moment because she's saying my former husband would never do this, so she's already trying to compare him to Sid. However, she still loves Mac, so she's kind of caught between the rock and the hard place, in my opinion. And again, this is Constitution Series policy.
Sid never did this to me. Nobody has. And I'm not about to put up with it now.
Karen, you weren't listening. I said it didn't mean anything.
It turns my stomach that you could say that and mean it.
So she kind of had her Dottie West voice there. If you watch Big Dreams and Broken Hearts, you will see that. And then we'll play this right here. And again, this is Constitution Series Policy. de-Sac Mack walking in. Diane is leaving to go sit at the table, and then Karen and Mack start to talk. Again, this is Constitution Series Policy.
Meet you later at the table.
Is she upset? Of course she's upset. What a stupid question. Who wouldn't be?
Mac,
Let me talk, Karen. Let me say what I gotta say.
you don't have to.
Yeah, I do. I do. You better believe I do. Because I'm gonna make myself say things that...
So Mac realized that he's in love with her, but he's never told anyone that he loves them before, and he gets crushed right here and now. And again, this is Constitution Series Policy.
Never said before. I've never been able to say it because I've never felt this way. Karen, I've never been married. You know that. Never even came close. It's not that I made a decision not to get married.
A 40-year-old bachelor. Now, that's what my brother was. He was a 40-year-old bachelor, and now he's married with 2 kids. Well, one that had kids. The other one supposed to be born in September. And again, this is Constitution Series Policy.
You don't get involved. It's just the way things developed. I never met anyone important enough for me to think about marrying. And, you know, when you come to my age, you're used to a certain lifestyle and that you like, and you figure that that's not going to change, and there's nothing wrong with that, right?
So he was worried that he was never going to find someone, and now that he has, he doesn't know what to do with himself. And I think that's common for a lot of women, and for a lot of men, and a lot of women nowadays. You know, women are not falling and getting married, you know, right at a young age like they used to, because they have careers, they want to do career work and all that stuff, and they're kind of living almost like how Mac is living, right? I'm just saying. And again, this is Constitution Series Policy.
And along comes Karen. And all of a sudden, I'm not just having a good time. I want more good times, and more, indefinitely, maybe forever. That made me nervous. So nervous I tried to run from it.
Tell that to the girl across the hall.
Hey, wait a minute. I was with...
Again, just talking about going back on the camping trip when they were talking about wanting to jump ship because they were afraid of what their feelings would be, right? So therefore, you're still stuck in that spot. And I think Karen is a little bit too. She just doesn't know what to do. And now that she has an excuse to kind of walk away, she wants to walk away from it. That's my opinion. And again, this is in Constitution Series Policy.
her because I couldn't accept the feelings I have for you.
Mac, it's not gonna work.
It'll work.
It is not gonna work. I mean, we're always fighting.
That's what makes it interesting. That's what makes it fun.
Well, we're fighting about the little things, but there'll be big things, and then it'll stop being fun.
Karen, I love you. I've never said that before. I've never wanted to. But I mean it. Karen, I love you.
I'm sorry. I just don't love you. Excuse me.
She walks away. He's crushed. He's like, I put my heart and soul on the line. And here it goes. Alright. So that is season 4, episode 9. I think that Mac and Karen have a lot to work out, and they don't ever work it out. Think about it. Let's jump in to the next episode and you'll see what I mean. So this is season 4, episode 10, called Emergency. We open with Eric and Michael going taking with Mac, and they are not sure how Karen really feels about it, but she tells them that since she broke up with Mac doesn't mean that they can't still sue him. Mac arrives to pick them up, however there is tension. I haven't decided if it's good tension or bad tension. Again, Max just stays there for a bit longer than needed. I think that this was done on purpose by Kevin to show the longing for Karen, because he does this quite often, just kind of staying somewhere. So, like, hey Mac, or hey, come on, let's go. So he just kind of stays in the scene a little bit longer just so that they can have him be followed, have them call for him. And again, they went to the producers about how to have Karen and Mac make up. Diana is frustrated but is proud of Karen. Diana is going with Abby and Gary out of town. Karen is worried because Diana hasn't been feeling well. Karen tries to return the sweater, and Mac says it looks cuter on her, and it causes some interesting dynamic. Diana goes to say goodbye to Chip. Kenny is playing with Aaron Molly. Ginger gives Kenny a tape of a song that she and her friend are working on. Abby and Gary pull up to pick up Diana, and Val sees them. Karen tells them to be careful about Diana and her house. Abby gives her a hard time, however, Gary says that they will make sure that if she gets to run down, that they will have her to go lay down, and then they leave. Chip and CJ are at her apartment. Chip and her talk about an interview and the fact that she's confused about the relationship. She says that when they are alone, it is great, but when they are out in public, it's just business, and he tells her that it is the way it should be. Karen and Val are talking at Val's house. Karen asks her if Val is okay. Val asks Karen if she is okay. Karen is still not seeing that. And she says that it came to a point to where they would either get married or break up. The chemistry was great, and she still misses him. However, Karen tells Val how much she admires her. Abby tracked down Jeff Munson and wants to talk about Susie's contract. Jeff says that he would like to work with his own producers. However, Gary and Diana came back, and Diana's not feeling well, so she's going to go to her room and lay down. Susie is rehearsing at Daniels with Chip and Kenny listening. Chip asks about the tape that he bought, and they rehearse the song that Ginger and her friend were working on. Gary confronts Abby about the news. An emergency is happening, and they find out it is Diana. There is a crowd surrounding Diana. And Abby rushes to her side. Abby and Gary rush her home to their local hospital where Karen is, and Karen's bleeding at the hospital, and she is asking what is going on. Despite what Abby and Karen go through, Abby does love her niece and nephews to the moon and back. Karen is really concerned. Diana goes to see the doctor. Karen asks how it happened and what she ate. And then Abby's like, wicked Abby. She has to be at fault somehow. Susie is performing at dinners with everyone but Karen, Abby, and Gary there. Susie sings Ginger's song, and Ginger is not happy. She is furious and walks out because she wanted to cut the demo. Next, we see that the doctor goes to talk to Karen, and they want to keep her there for tests and sends Abby and Gary home. Karen goes in to see Diana. Karen is scared about what is going on. Diana says she feels like a jerk and asks what the doctor said. Diana asks if it's serious and that she's scared. And it's nighttime, and the doctor that Diana needs to be put on dialysis and that she is showing signs of heart failure and is in renal failure. Karen wants to know what happens if they don't get her out of danger, and then Val shows up to be with Karen, and she asks how Diana is doing. Evan Gary shows up, and Karen tells him that she's scheduled to be on dialysis, and Karen tells Evan that she has Val to sit with her and tells him to go home because it'd be uncomfortable if Evan and Gary were there with them. Val tells her that she did not have to do that, and Karen says it is the only thing I enjoyed since I got here. Val asked Karen if she wants to call Mac, and she said no. Susie and Chip are talking about the performance. Ginger goes in to talk to Susie about her song, and she thinks that Susie and Kenny are having an affair like Kenny and Sylvie. Mac is playing tennis with Patrice and playing rough because she is frustrated, and as she is talking more and more about Karen, she is leaving him on the court. She tells him that he has a broken heart and that he is happy, and he tells her that he is happy that he is out of that entanglement. Chip returns back to Val's, and Louie Mae tells him about Diana while she is reading tarot cards. Chip gets ready to go see Diana now, and he tells her, like, oh, he's still waiting for her first check, and Louie Mae offers him more money for Chip to go get a present for Diana. Then he drops Susie off at her house. Abby is on the phone with Jeff Munson, and Gary is upset. Abby is upset. She's worried about Diana. Karen sees Diana on the dialysis, and then Diana tries to disconnect from the dialysis. She doesn't want to be on it. I'll just say that. Michael and Eric are at the hospital with Karen, and they ask to go see Diana, and she tells them not until the doctor says it's okay. Karen is yelling at the boys and starts to cry. Michael comforts Karen, and Eric goes to get Mac, and then tells him to come to the hospital. Mac asks if Karen told him to come get him, and he tells him that that she won't admit it, but that she needs him. And Karen tells the doctor that Diana. So we're back at the hospital. Karen tells the doctor that Diana needs to get off the machine, and the doctor says that the only way for her to get off the machine is if there is a donor available. Karen sees Mac as she tells the boys about being tested to be a possible donor. They will test all of them. Mac sees Karen, and Michael tells him about what is really going on, and Karen says it is her kidneys and that she needs a transplant. They leave to go get blood tests. Chip shows up to see Diana. Karen comes back and goes to see Diana, and Mac asks how it went. Mac says that he is proud of both Eric and Michael for testing and that they are just waiting on the results. Mac is encouraging the boys to be strong, and then he sends the boys to go for a walk. And then he goes to talk to Val about what they all went through this year, and Val tells him not to let Karen go through this alone. Max said she should have called him, and Val said that she has too much pride. So basically, Mac wanted Karen to call him, but she couldn't because she was upset about what happened previously. Karen is with Diane, and they are talking about what if it does not work. Karen says, one step at a time, we'll get through this. Karen comes out of Diana's room, and Mac walks up to her to pull her to the side to talk. And this is where I think they kind of make up because she doesn't push him away. The doctor comes to tell Karen that none of them are a match and that she asks about siblings of Sid, and Karen says Abby. Karen does not want to ask her, however, Max says you have to. And then next we see Karen shows up at Gary and Abby's um, to be tested and to be a donor for Diana, and Abby is scared and unsure about it. So that's really interesting. So right there, this is a hard episode because we see that Diana is going through a lot, and Karen wants Mac there, but then she doesn't want to call him and tell him to come because she has too much pride. She just wanted Val there by her side. I don't think she seems kind of like me, where she puts up a tough front and she doesn't want anybody else to know that she's really breaking down inside and only wants her BFF there. And that's how I am. Like today, even though it's not the same thing, mine was more of a celebration. I just wanted there. I wanted my comfort, and that's what it was. It wasn't the fact that I didn't like anybody there. It's just the fact that I just wanted someone to be there with me that I knew and trusted and could have my back and could kind of see when it was time to go. Because I was ready to go like an hour after I left, after I got there. But uh, that doesn't always happen. And so I think it took a lot of guts for Eric to go get Mac because that could have gone a whole other direction than what it did. And I think it was really sweet that just the sound of it, and we'll see them make up even more in the next episode. Um, and so that'll be interesting. And so I think that shows a lot about how much Mac really does care about Karen. And that's just my opinion. So if you guys have any thoughts, please let me know. Co-host, do you have any thoughts on that? I mean, what did you think of this episode? This episode was really tough. I'm not exactly sure if there are scenes that I can really play from this episode. Let's see, hold on. I'll play this soon. Alright, this is in Constitution Slave Policy. So this is when Max shows up at Karen's at the very first of the episode. And again, this is Constitution Slave Policy.
That's you.
So Diana goes, that's for you.
Hi, Diana. Guys, how you doing?
All right.
Hi.
Hi. How you been?
So Mac is giving her eyes, she's giving him eyes, but they don't know. It's tough for them to not kiss, I think, because they do want to kiss. I can feel it, and they won't. Again, it's my high sensitive personality trait that I have. So, I didn't put my hair up. And you can tell the difference from when she says, But when he says hi to Diana, to the boys, and then when he says hi to Eric and Michael. Let me say Eric and Matthew. Eric and Michael. I don't know why, but Eric and Matthew sound better than Eric and Michael. I don't know why I want to say Matthew. I don't ask. I don't know why. Alright, just in constitution service policy.
I'm good. I wanted to return this
What?
to you. Yeah, it's a sweater you lent me that
You don't have to
weekend.
return
We
this.
went away.
Well, it's cuter than you anyway.
Well,
What
So the boys look at each other, thinking, oh, they're going to get back together, no problem. No problem. They still love one another, they're going to get back together. That's my opinion. And again, this is constitution service policy.
do you say, guys? Ready? Let's go. Bye.
Bye. Okay. Goodbye.
Beck?
Yeah. Please, bye.
So again, he didn't want to leave, he wanted to kiss her before he left, but he couldn't do that because they're not together. Oh, Max, you screwed it up, man. You screwed it up, dude. Seriously, what the heck? What in the heck, man? So that was the first scene that was kind of hard to watch because you knew that they wanted to kiss, but they didn't. They held their own. There's not really a lot of scenes from this episode that I can really play because I don't want to play any of the doctor scenes, the hospital scenes, or the performance. I'll play this soon. I'll play this one. Hold on. Alright, this is constitution service policy.
I don't know, baby.
This is constitution service policy.
Karen? That's okay. Come on up here, we'll talk.
I can't. Mark, I can't go to the juice again. I can't.
So right there, I think that's where Karen and Mack kind of make off a little bit. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. Co-host, do you think that's what they made up? I think so. And like I said, it'll be a little bit more in the next episode because this, of course, is a two-parter. The next episode is called Abby's Choice. Excuse me. So, yeah, well, I guess it's close to under an hour. So, co-host, you got anything to add? Do you think that that's when that's when Karen and Mack Karen and Mack made up was in that scene right there? I think it is. Dun dun dun. Alright, so that's just about, like I said, these episodes, there wasn't a lot to cover. Do you think that they made up in that scene? I think they did. Um, because she realized that she needed him, and she realized that it didn't matter as long as like they can move forward now in their relationship, and that's just me. Alright, y'all. So this is just under an hour and 10 minutes. Well, an hour and 5 minutes. So go ahead, do the YouTube things. Like, share, subscribe, comment down below. Don't forget that the One That's on That podcast will be linked down below, as well as the Subaru Circle channel and the No Escaping the Cul-de-Sac podcast, which they just dropped another episode today. And I will link that below as well. Thank you guys for joining and have a great rest of your weekend. And who knows, maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Kind of want to finish up this Diana storyline and get to episode 4. Is it 14 or 15? Maybe it's episode 15? Listen. Alright, y'all. Have a good night. Bye.